Y'all give me the thumbs up. Perfect. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach, then open up for questions. Coach, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, the opening statement really is about how much our marketing team, how much effort they put in to find places for 75 buses, to find a seating arrangement that works for 31 counties, and for those little school day kids who came and gave us their energy. It's such a great event every year, and really grateful for all the work that goes into it. Fun to get started. You guys, we've been at this a while. We've been at this since early June. And just fun to now, you get to use games as your benchmarks and you get to learn kind of in live fluid time. We are a work in progress, as you can see, and as you can imagine with some new really key pieces to be new to the program and with some improved pieces and obviously some growth in our leadership. So we're in a work in progress. I did some things really well and did some things that we'll continue to get better at. So it's go time, we're here.
Questions for Coach or players?
How did it feel to get out there with your new team today, new uniform, new home arena, all that good stuff? How did you feel like you fit in for first time in a game?
It was great. I think our team did well. We still have a lot to work on, but it was great to play in Carmichael. The crowd was great, the little kids, it was so loud. Such a historical arena, so it was a lot of fun playing with my new teammates, who I really appreciate. I love playing with them, so a lot of fun, like playing with Nyla Brooks, for example, like a great freshman coming in. So I'm looking forward to the season a lot.
You looked a lot more comfortable today than you did on Thursday. What was the difference? Obviously, the opponent's different, but what was the difference for you?
Honestly, I would say like preparation. Just knowing what my team needs from me, watching film with the coaches, getting my head ready, getting myself ready for the game, really trying to lock in and practice, focus on what our team needs from everyone and what our team needs as a collective, like defense, like that's a really big emphasis for us. So trying to like get that first set in and then find the comfortability in the games after that.
You talked about defense a little bit. I've noticed beginning of that first quarter, y'all kind of broke that game open in transition, and that's when kind of the offense started generating. Could you kind of talk about what kind of mindset and identity y'all kind of run that offense with?
Yeah, we knew we will have opportunities to run the court today, so that was our emphasis: run the court, push in transition, and find open players. We're gonna get layups, like Indy, whatever. We're gonna get in the paint, get 2 feet in the paint, and pass it out for the open shooters. So. I think we started off the game really well by doing that. Really just focused on the keys, push the court, tried to get stops on defense, and kind of execute out of that.
Now look, for you ended up, kind of finding the rhythm from three, able to get to the free throw line a few times, obviously got to the rim. Did you kind of feel yourself, I guess, settling in as the game kind of got along, settling in and kind of finding your rhythm as a scorer?
Absolutely. Practicing with my teammates, building that team chemistry, they know where to find me, so, get to the spots. Like he said, get to the paint, kick it out, open for three. Just let it fly.
Just on that note, following up, I know that we talked in the preseason, you were talking about how much of just a sniper he is from like a passing standpoint and how much you like playing with her from that respect. Saw just her ability also like push in transition today, knock down the threes. Just tell me a little bit about some elements of her game that we can expect to see outside of the passing that you've already spoken a lot on.
Oh yeah, it could get downhill. She's a bucket for sure. He's obviously our point guard. She facilitate and find the open man, but he's a bucket. I wouldn't sleep on that. So you seen her getting downhill a little bit today, shooting that floater. So yeah.
And then a question for Coach Banghart, just kind of building off of that. I guess it's safe to say that you might see and Renee kind of like splitting some of the point guard duties, and just what does that add, having another guard that can push the pace, handle the ball like Renee?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a big fan of E's game. I was watching it back when she was playing internationally. I've seen her more than most, right? And I watched her a lot last year, having no idea what was going on in her head or in that program. But I'm just a fan of her game. And Renee has had to carry way too much of a load. Playing 34 minutes a game at the one is nobody's dream. 0 people on the planet. And so I know that, as Renaya said, she's looking forward to being able to sometimes run the corner and receive a closeout. And I think with Lainey and E and Renaya being able to all facilitate and handle and guard the ball and pick up, it means each of them should be far more efficient and have more energy to do that, because it takes an enormous amount of concentration to play the lead guard spot. And so I think it was actually a selling point for us that E would have an opportunity to have the ball in her hands a lot, but she'd also be able to attack from different spots on the floor. It was a selling point. Renaya was rooting hard for us to get E. That was something that, and Elina was Laney was one of her main hosts on the visit, So this guard group knows they're going to be better together, and that's, you guys saw that today. Even she had to carry a big load today without the two of them, but they'll be back.
Was it just precautionary for Laney and Blanca and for Renaya only playing 5 minutes?
Yeah, Renaya, I just wanted her to get, obviously she's got so much experience, so I just wanted her to get some game minutes under her belt, and we'll expect those game minutes to continue to increase. And then Laney just sort of tweaked her ankle literally after practice, like messing around. And so it just, how ankles are. Like you saw her, she's fine, she warmed up, but I just didn't want to take any risk tonight, as we know we've got another one, a quick turnaround on Thursday. So yeah, we expect them both to be ready to go on Thursday.
Coach, what do you like to see improve between now and Thursday ahead of Elon's game?
I think it's a little early to tell. I need to see the film because there's a lot of jitters in the first game, and you have lots of different lineups, and when you're not playing your other two lead guards, you don't want to grind E, so you've got people playing out of position, kind of all the things. And so, statistically you can say, well, we out-rebounded them, we made threes, there's some things I think that statistically we did well. We made an adjustment and started to be more physical in the interior. But in terms of the growth of the things, as I say, the things that happen all the time, we really need to see on film. We need to see where we were late to things and what our angles were, because there's such a small margin of error to be great, right? And those are in the angles. So we're just a work in progress. We're the first to admit up here that we're not a finished product, and that's part of what we're excited about.
Courtney, you talked about Renaya obviously saying her game minutes will kind of increase. I guess from your perspective at this point, where do you think she's kind of at, I guess, in her, if you want to call it maybe recovery or progression? Like, I guess where at this stage do you think she's at?
I just trust her so much. So I think it's partly like I'm going to just lean on her to tell me, right? What does she need? What part of practice did she need to do to prepare for this game? And it was much about me giving her a chance to play for 5 minutes just to get, I didn't think we would need her much beyond that. And E has the conditioning to be able to carry the load, and I know she's looking forward to Renaya getting an increased amount of time on Thursday so that she can be a little bit more efficient and not tired. So I would imagine now, sometimes when a kid is so important to you, you just want to make sure, so for her, I imagine her minutes will go up pretty quick.
Yeah, and then Sierra, just real quick to follow up, Sierra looked, sharper today and had the 4 blocks on defense, was able to get into the post as well. Just what did you like out of her and what she was able to do?
A lot of things that I liked about her. I thought she was, impactful, right? She's very unselfish, and so we have to continue to help her understand her dominance in the interior. But her line was really efficient, and a double-double from a kid who hasn't played much, and kind of the 3 years that she's been out with injuries and on and off. It's a really good start for her. She's a key piece to what we're doing.
I want to ask about the turnovers. You had more turnovers than you did against South Carolina. Is that a concern, and what do you attribute that to?
I think they're finding how aggressive they can be. Obviously, with E having being our main ball handler and not really having anybody else. They're with so many talented lead guards and that we trust with the ball in their hands. Our practices, they've been receivers. These kids that are now, we're asking them to do things with it. And then I also think it's just the jitters. This was the first game, and the basket looks big, and so I don't look into it at all. E has been a little bit loose with the ball at times, but for the most part, it just hasn't been an issue for us. So I think this just has more to do with the first game.
Courtney, on Sierra, I think a lot of people looked at her, last year and coming into this year. Oh, she's kind of a perimeter player, more of a stretch big. But today, like 4 blocks, double-digit rebounds, finished all her little bunnies inside. How have you kind of challenged her to, like you said, that dominance that you can be in the post and kind of realize that? Yeah,
we're going to need her teammates' help, to help her see that. I think she needed to see it. And so I think today really helped her because we'll be able to show that. She's certainly prepared for it. I joke her mom was her high school coach, and I joke that her mom kept her away from the basket, so we had to kind of build her post game. But she's really worked hard on her finishing with her right and left. I think I don't think she realizes how big she is. And so she is a true inside out kid. I think there's games where we'll utilize her as a passer and perimeter player more, and there's games where we'll utilize her more as an in-out presence. And today was more of that in-out presence.
Really quick note, I guess on that, you talked about how you kind of changed things up schematically on the offensive side, especially with such a different personnel. Part of that is, instead of Gokdang and Alyssa, you have Sierra with that certain skill set. Obviously, Nyla's skill set in there too. How specifically kind of have you, I guess, changed the offense again, like not giving away the whole game plan, but to fit that skill set, I guess specifically with those post players?
Yeah, we have other parts of the offense that we haven't necessarily, we didn't need today, so that we're sort of building some other parts of our offense too. And so a lot. I mean, I think you have to play to the strengths of your best players. That is my job, right? It's not my job to have a certain system, and whoever I can get that fits that system. Here, I've got to go get the very best players and play to their strengths. And we've got really good lead guard, combo guard play. We've got really good wing play, and then we also have more mobile, more stretch posts. So our offense is going to reflect that in all ways all year long.
Going off of that, could you sort of talk about what you were seeing from kind of the offensive pace from the interior offense to the three-point shooting and how the game kind of translated from work done in practice?
Yeah, we were able to play a little bit faster than we did against South Carolina. I thought we advanced the ball better. And again, when you have, I think when we're more full strength and there's more, you don't get so tired. That will help even more. But I think you'll just see it. I think you saw today when there's so much more space, these guys can get into the paint more, right? I mean, this is Nyla Brooks' first time playing college basketball. She'll continue to become a really good facilitator as well. But we want to have our shooters have their feet set, and we put a lot on our playmakers to get them shots. And now there's just more space than there was before. And that's not better or worse. It's just different skill sets.
I guess just for both of the players too, and again coming from high school, coming from a different program, but what maybe stands out for you guys, like schematically so far, just the things that you kind of picked up from Banghart? She said she's doing a lot of teaching, in the preseason, but what have you guys picked up that's maybe different for this kind of scheme?
I could start. I would stay for one, just staying focused in practice, knowing I have to get everything, know everything, and in the process I'm still learning everything. So just not getting it in one day, but just learning, getting better, getting in the weight room, staying strong. I think those are the big things that coming from high school here, it's a big difference. But yeah, I would say.
Yeah, I would also say the teaching and learning part is probably the biggest thing. Like, we have a really young team this year, so I think that's a little bit different from last year for me. But yeah, I think we're doing a great job with learning, picking up new things, and actually like executing and doing it. So yeah.
Yeah, we forget that. I mean, Elina's a sophomore. I look at her and I'm always like, sometimes I can be really hard on her, and I'm like, God, she is only a sophomore. And so, yeah, I think these kids will get better. I think they will be more experienced game to game.
Not only, you came with a diverse skill set. You can do so many different things. Do you feel like you showed what you can do today, or how much, what part of your game did you feel like the fans didn't see today?
I didn't see free throws.
She makes
No, seriously,
you
like
make
free throws.
Free throws in a row, like multiple times.
I'm going to shoot 100 free throws after this, so yeah. But no. Just honestly, I think
She says,
I'm so serious. I'm going to shoot. Yeah. No, but just actually, I think I showed a little bit of everything today. I mean, I don't think I didn't get to handle the ball as much. I would say just I got to the basket, shot the three. I would say maybe my mid range. I didn't show a lot today, and that's about it. Yeah.
You seem like you're more confident than Thursday overall as well.
Absolutely. I mean, I was confident Thursday, confident now. Doesn't change. I'm just, coming here, playing basketball, and keep learning. So, yeah.
Going off of that, how are you kind of feeling in the offense today? What kind of stood out to you, if any plays in particular?
Nothing stood out to me the most. Just, my teammates making the right reads. I'm getting open corners, threes, everything. I think everything that translated over to practice, from practice to the game. I mean, we practice this every single day, so nothing new. So, yeah.
For both of the players, we've heard from Coach Banghart just how much she appreciates the field day and what that means for the community. What was it like for you guys, and maybe any moments that stood out? I can imagine you probably saw or heard some things in the crowd that maybe stood out.
I think what stood out the most was when
you don't really have fans at UCLA, do you?
I was about to say that. But I think most what stood out when Nyla scored the 67th basket.
I can't believe I missed that.
I missed it too. I was
yeah.
What did they do?
Just 6, 7, 8.
Damn, that was my Halloween costume. I didn't even get it.
But yeah, I think it's just great when we can have so many little kids come and watch us. Like thinking back when I was young, I always loved to go watch pro teams or college teams, whatever, and see like older people play basketball and just try to learn as much. So I think it's great that we can be hopefully some kind of inspiration for them.
Can I ask you, since we may not get you between now and then, I know you don't want to look that far ahead, but we talk about playing former teammates at UCLA in the game in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. It's going to be a great game. UCLA's a great team. They have a lot of great players, so I'm just excited to look forward to it. And of course, seeing my friends there, coaches, who I'm still in touch with, so it's going to be nice to catch up with them.
Giving everybody a good scouting report?
Yeah, of course, I'll do anything for us to win. Like, of course, this is my team, so.
Elina, obviously you have a, I guess, increased role compared to, your freshman year to now as well. I guess what kind of lessons did you learn, from your freshman year that you've kind of been able to carry into, obviously, leading this offense?
Yeah, I think just like freshman year, seeing what college basketball is like, how everything is handled. We made it really far last year, so kind of seeing what it will take for a team to get that far. So just trying to bring everything to this team now, help my teammates out, give them advice, whatever it is to make us win and get far in March.
I guess just one more quick one. Sorry, I hadn't asked, and I don't think anyone asked yet about India, but another great game from her. Again, continuing just to dominate on defense and get out there and score those points. I guess just for Coach Banghart with such depth and guard play, I mean, to what extent will that allow her maybe to continue to be that bully on the defensive end and push the pace on offense?
Yeah, I mean, India has grown so much. I mean, I just really love coaching that kid because I just see the growth from when she first got here. Was pretty tentative and didn't want to make mistakes, and that was sort of where she came from. That was really prioritized, and we really wanted her to shine, right, and to blossom and to grow. And she's so done that. She's found her voice. She's a menace. She's playing harder than she was to start the summer and start into the fall. And I think for her as well, the deeper that we get, the more she had to do a lot last year too. I mean, that top 6, I should say, played all the time. I think she also will benefit if she's not playing 35 minutes a game. But she's such an important dynamic to our team, and I think she's led these young people and these new people really, really well. She's likable. She's authentic. She's imperfect. I mean, all the things you can get behind, right? And winning matters, and this program matters. And so you need that on a team with a lot of new faces.
Any more questions?
One more, sorry.
Okay.
For both players, how do you think you guys, it was kind of a game of runs a little bit. Y'all had a lot of sort of offensive runs. How were y'all able to sort of generate momentum and kind of go on those runs and find the bottom of the net?
I think it starts with defense for us. When we get everybody on the same page, know what we're doing, getting stops, that's when we can push and we can really succeed in offense and do what we want.
Yeah, I would just say pushing pace, starting on the defensive end, of course, and just pushing pace, getting out in transition, finding the open look, getting downhill, just playing our game.
Perfect. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.